bad guy and he's wearing all dark, and Aladdin's the good guy and his skin is lighter and his clothes are lighter and he's the good guy and we want him to win. And so we internalize that and make that, like, and so we always think, like, I mean, it's a lot of it's, like, not even on purpose, I don't think, especially in our society, like, yeah, like, you just assume, like, the black sheep even is, like, the odd one out, the weird one, the one you don't want anything to do with, and, like, the white sheep and the light one is perfect and, like, the one you want, and so, like, that kind of thing happens a lot, and I think it's something that can be changed, in a sense, just, like,
you have to change the media.
Yeah, like, just, like, teaching people that are, like, even just casting the crews, like, don't generalize, like, I mean, I feel like it's gonna seem like a kind of a silly example, but, like, in The Walking Dead, for example, I feel like they do a pretty good job of, like, equaling it, like, there's white guys that are good, there's white guys that are bad, there's black guys that are good, there's black guys that are bad, and it's not just this color group is good, this color group is bad, it's just kind of, like, equaled out.
I think they would even need to change, like, what's on the news.
Yeah.
Because they always just broadcast the scary things that are going on and not
showing the good
focus
things
on anything else, so...
And it's all, like, the way it's presented. We were talking about this in one of my theory class. We were talking about how, like, just, like, if you just read, like, the New York Times was one of the examples he gives, you're going to get a very different view of the story than if the only example other, like, because that's, like, more, like, liberal paper or whatever, and then the only thing he could find that was, like, the other side was, like, some, I think it was, like, Glenn Beck thing. It was the only, like, newspaper he could get for free. And, like, those two stories, they can be telling the exact same story, but it sounds completely different because it's coming from just completely different points of view. And so, and most people aren't gonna, like, try to find, like, this huge variety because it's easiest to just look at, like, like, I always just look at KSL because it's easy, it's local, it's just, like, the one I look at. And, like, sometimes, like, so when you're just getting that point of view, you don't always necessarily realize that it's an opinion that you're getting. You just think that that's the truth. And so when you hear about all these attacks in Iraq and they're focusing on how it's the Iraqis doing the attacking all the time and we're just, like, on the defense all the time, you just think, like, oh, we're the victims, but you don't realize that they have their reason for doing it. Like, it's not just, like, they're evil, you know, they have a reason.
And I wonder if, like, the people who are giving the news even realize that they're doing it, like, if they're meaning to sound biased or if that's just the natural...
Yeah, I think a lot of it probably is just natural, like, they're just, like, they don't, like, I feel like a lot of the time we, like, are telling our opinions, but, like, it comes, like, we don't, like, we kind of realize that it's an opinion, but at the same time we don't, because, especially in, like, areas where it's, like, everyone around you tends to have the same kind of viewpoint, you don't realize that what you're saying isn't...
It sounds like the truth.
Yeah, and, like, when you're, like, working for CNN and reporting something, and the, like, the person that, like, got the information isn't the one telling it, you're just, like, kind of getting, like, a second story, like, you're gonna get, like, how they personally, like, took it in, like...
A story about a story about a story.
Yeah, I feel like it would be kind of like if you were,